Alright guys, good morning and welcome back to the video and welcome back to the vlog. If you guys are watching this on the day it comes, actually I'm not 100% sure if I could get this out on the day I'm recording this, but on the day I'm recording this right now, it is December 4th and today is a very special day. Today marks the first day, well, a 1-year anniversary of the first day I uploaded my first video on YouTube. Now, I have the RX-8 here. I had this entire day planned out where I was gonna take the RX-8 somewhere and have a whole video on it, but I can't actually do any of that. You know why? Because I can't drive the car. Now the car runs beautifully and it drives beautifully, but I can't legally drive it. And the reason for that is because of the sticker right here. And just to catch you guys up, in case you guys haven't been watching my previous video or if you guys are new to the channel, what essentially has been happening is that someone stole my old license plate from another car and they got a bunch of tickets on it under my name, and so they suspended my license and registration. But I got the license thing fixed, but not the registration, and the registration on the car expired. So now I can't actually renew my registration until I get that whole thing fixed with the court. It's a whole thing, but I'm not gonna let that stop us from celebrating today, because I have something else planned today, and we're gonna go back to our roots, and you'll see what I mean right now. This is a Mazda MX-5 Miata. Now before I tell you guys what are we doing today with a Miata and how does this relate with the 1-year anniversary of the channel, let's talk a little bit about the car, because I'm gonna be spending the entire day with this car. And as you would normally would when you're spending the entire day with someone, you want to get to know them a little bit first. So let's talk a little bit about the car. So this is the 2017 Mazda MX-5 Miata. It's specifically the second production year of the 4th generation of the Mazda MX-5. Now when this car came out in 2017, there was only 3 trim levels that you could get the car in. The Sport model, the Club model, or the Grand Touring. And this one right behind me is the lowest trim level that you could get at the time. But what does the lowest trim level of a car that came out in 2017 really means, right? Well, for starters, there is no traditional infotainment system. And what I mean is that there's no traditional touchscreen, like a modern infotainment system here. And Mazda does offer one at this time, but the lowest trim level didn't get one. And because of that, it also doesn't get a reverse camera. You gotta do it the old traditional way where you gotta turn your head back and just hope you don't hit anything. But it's honestly not that hard in this car because soft top. You also get standard cloth seats that are not heated. Additionally, you also don't get blind spot monitoring in your mirrors like you would if you went for a higher trim level. And in the sport trim, you get access to standard 16-inch wheels and regular disc brakes. But you did have the option of upgrading to a 4-piston Brembo brake in the front and 17-inch BBS wheel all around if you went with the Recaro package. But the Recaro package is only available for the Grand Touring trim and the Club trim. And of course, if you went with the Recaro package, you get Recaro seats. But enough about the specs of the car. What really defines a Miata is the driving experience. And in this one, it came with a soft top, but in the ND generation, you also have access to a retractable fastback. But for the soft top, it's really easy to use. You literally pull this handle right here, reach back, find the handle, pull it forward, and then clamp this latch down, and you're done. Now before we set out for a nice drive here in the mountains of upstate New York, for the newer viewers, and even the older ones actually, I don't think I've ever mentioned this on camera, but what really got me starting to film and want to film and just like put stuff up on YouTube was my Miata. My first car was a 1999 MB Mazda MX-5. I bought the thing for $3,000 and it had 166,000 miles on it. The thing was not beat up actually. It was actually pretty clean despite its mileage, but I loved that car to death and I drove it like every single day. And that was my first manual car as well, so it taught me how to drive manual. But I got in 2019, literally right before the pandemic happened and then everyone had to stay home. But unfortunately, I still had to work, so that Miata really did wonders for me, just taking me to work and stuff. And during that time, if you did drive, you know the highways were completely empty. And although that was a really terrible time, like, the pandemic definitely hurt a lot of people. My grandfather actually passed away during that time as well. But despite all of the negativity behind it, like, it was a very spiritual time for me as a driver, just driving my Miata like on the highway with the top down through COVID, and where there's no other cars on the road, and I was able to go to all the back roads and on my way home and stuff like that. It was a really spiritual moment for me as a car enthusiast, and it made me want to record those drives. And I was like, man, I wish I could share this with somebody. It was just me in the car by myself, and sometimes with my coworkers, because I would take them home. Well, it was just one person. I'd take him home as well, Sean. If you guys probably know him if you watch my channel. But yeah, that entire time it just made me want to record stuff and pick up a camera and just like wish I was recording those drives and just sharing that with someone. And when it ended, unfortunately my Miata went up in flames, and it was not my fault, but it went up in flames and it was totaled. And then I bought my RX-8 and I was like, I really want to do what I couldn't do with my Miata, and that was really to, you know, just film everything and just like put my adventures out there on YouTube, and that's really how my channel started. Now, I love the Miata, but the rotaries will always have a special place in my heart because that was my first like childhood dream car, RX-7. My dad made me watch initially as a kid, the RX-7. I fell in love, but that's besides the point. But that's why we're in a Miata today. Now, I've always wanted an ND Miata. When my Miata initially went up in flames, and when I was thinking about replacement cars, it was really between the FC RX-7 that would get me into the rotary game, or this, a brand new Mazda MX-5, specifically an ND, but obviously I would have wanted a manual. This is unfortunately automatic, but you know, it'll have to do for today. But yeah, it was that between the RX-8 or the ND, and I went with the RX-8 because, you know, I really wanted to get into the rotary platform. I actually didn't originally want, what's this guy doing? I originally didn't want to go with the RX-8. I wanted a FC RX-7, but I just couldn't find a good one at the time. And then my RX-8 came up. It was a good deal, low mileage, and it gets me into the rotary platform. And I went that way, and I never looked back. But anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's put on our GoPro and, you know, go for a nice drive in the mountains here while, you know, the sun is still, it's actually, it looks like it's midday, but like actually it is kind of midday now. Well, it just turned 12, but it looks like it's a lot later because of the winter times. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's go for a drive. All right guys, turning into the toll gate here. Wow, this car is a lot of fun to drive. Now, this is gonna be a little bit different than the runs that I normally do because if you guys haven't already figured it out, this isn't my car. I mean, I think the automatic transmission is a dead giveaway. I would never buy a Miata and an automatic transmission. I think that should just be illegal. No, I'm just kidding. You guys enjoy whatever transmission you want, but this is gonna be a little bit different because it's not my car. Why is it saying the brake? This is a common thing, but that's been happening, by the way. The brake light will come on, but the e-brake's not on. But anyways, let's just keep driving here. But it's gonna be a little bit different because it's not my car, for one, and second, I didn't get to show you guys when I was doing the walk around of the car, but these tires, not it. They're literally nearing the end of their life. In fact, I would say they're like hanging on for dear life. They're like at the rear bar, and it just kind of sucks that the rental company didn't replace a tire when they should, but you know, it is what it is. We're still gonna enjoy ourselves here, so let's just, you know, enjoy the ride for what it is. Still kind of crazy to me that I have another car back on the mountains before I got my RX-8 back here. It's just really unfortunate, like the entire situation that's been happening with the RX-8. Can't register it, so can't drive it legally. You know, it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. And I just got it back from the shop as well. But once we get that sorted, I have a lot of plans to just, you know, take the RX-8 back on the roads and we'll have a lot of fun. Now, this is in sport mode right now. I don't really know what sport mode really do in the newer Miatas. When I had my Miata, it didn't really have a sport mode. Sport mode was just on all the time. You're driving a sports car, you're in sports mode, you know, so I don't really know what the sports mode do in this car. But one thing I will say though, the steering feel, right? It is really good. I really enjoy the steering feel. It's a little bit heavy. Even in the regular mode, outside of sport mode, the steering feel is really heavy, and I really like that. And you know, it's really different in the RX-8 because I feel like in the RX-8 the steering is quite light, but I really prefer this heavier feeling in the steering rack. Whatever they did to, like, you know, whatever software they did to fine-tune the steering, electronic steering, they did a great job because it feels amazing. And one more thing is, I don't know if just because it's a smaller car and I'm lower to the ground, but it feels like I'm driving a lot faster in this, even though when I look at the speedometer, I'm like, wow, you know, it's not really going that fast. And it could just because I'm lower to the ground and the car is smaller, it feels like I'm driving a go-kart. But it's not something that, like, you know, I'm completely new to. I've driven my NB for like 3 years, so, you know, I've adapted to that. I feel like I find it hard to believe that I just completely forgot what that feels like in the 2 years that I had my RX-8, you know. But I mean, that could be the case. It is 2 years after all. But anyways, let's actually take this thing out of drive and put it in the manual transmission mode so we could use the paddle shifter and see what that feels like. Whoa. All right, up to 4th. It's down to 3rd for this corner, maybe even 2nd. There is a little bit of lag, I will say. The manual mode in this automatic transmission, it lags a little bit. I would much rather have a manual gearbox, obviously, but with what we're given, I think this is not bad. Even though it lags, like, you know, I can't expect it to be like, to behave like a dual clutch. Even though with the little lags, is responsive enough that, you know, I'm still having fun, and that's what really matters, you know? So if you don't want to get yourself a manual transmission, I will say this is still fun. You're not gonna be, you're missing out a little bit, but you know, you're not gonna miss out on too much. Yeah, this is it has a good amount of power as well, but I'm pretty sure the RX-8 is still faster than this. Downshift in the second for this corner here. Just take that and just third. Yeah, this car is a lot of fun, guys. Really love it. This is what I could have had instead of the RX-8, I guess. It was crazy because I was on the phone with a sales agent for a 2019 Mazda Miata, and as I was on the phone, I was ready to close that deal. The car was in Florida. I was gonna buy that car in Florida and then fly out to Florida and then, you know, pick it up and then drive it all the way back to New York, and that would have been a hell of a time. But literally, as I was on the phone, the car sells, and he was like, hey, sorry man, the car is gone, would you like me to, like, you know, look for another one? I just took that as a sign to, you know, maybe I should look for something else. And then literally right around that time, my RX-8 popped up. It only had 24,000 miles on it, and you know, the rest is history. I also forgot to mention, I know that this is the 2017 model, right? They revamped the engine in the ND Miata in 2019. So 2019 and upward, they actually have a little bit more horsepower, 181 horsepower, but the pre-revamped engines, they actually have a little bit more torque. So I definitely do feel that around like these straights, and when I'm entering the power here, I could feel that torque. It's pretty good. And that's probably the one downside of the rotary engine, right? You don't get a lot of torque, so, you know, having it is really nice. We're just gonna drop the top here and push it down. One hand operation, and you know, just drive around the top down for a little bit. It's been a while since I, you know, got the chance to do this. It is a little bit chilly outside because it is in the middle of December, so I'm gonna turn on the heat, maybe like blast it a little bit, and yeah, we'll go back out onto the roads here and we'll drive around. You got the nice, beautiful view of the ocean right here. Let me roll down the windows a little bit, but I'm sorry, I apologize in advance for any wind noises. Like, come on, guys. This is... How are you beating this? Oh, before I drive into the middle of the road here. I'm gonna roll the windows back up so you guys could hear me. But this is so nice. Like, I never used to like convertibles until I had my Miata. Like, it's so weird. Like, I feel like a lot of people will feel this way as well. Like, you don't want to deal with the soft top or, like, you know, a convertible and braking on you and everything, right? But until you've had it, like, I really just can't explain it. Like, this feeling right here of the open air and with the windows down, like, there's nothing that could compare to it. Alright boys, we're making a quick stop at Mitsuo Market because I still haven't ate yet and it's already like 3 something. But if you guys don't know what Mitsuo Market is, by the way, if you're in the New York area, you probably heard of it, or if you're in the New Jersey area, you definitely heard of it. But if you don't know what it is, it's pretty much just a big, I don't want to call it like a strip mall, but it's essentially like a strip mall full of, weeb stuff. There's just manga. This is one of many stores, but just checking it out since I'm here. But yeah, I'm gonna grab food because I'm starving. Welcome to the Miata, Sean.
I've been in one of these.
You have? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Forgot.
I went down for a
It's
while.
just me. Okay, well, we're about to head over to this road that I like to drive around here.
Ah, yes.
Too bad.
I'm familiar with this cup holder.
Yeah.
For multiple hours in
Us
a
too.
road trip.
You could. I think that comes off.
That's okay, that's okay.
You sure?
That's okay. I'm
Okay.
used to it.
You know what they say? The best part about New Jersey is the view of New York. That's a saying. I didn't make it up, I swear. But this is such a scenic area. I've been here before, but never in this car. But guys, look at that, man. The ND Miata. It just looks so good. I come back here with the RX-8 next time. We'll come back here in his vet and my RX-8. That'll be the next adventure. But you know, first gotta get your car running good again. But while we're here, I do have something for the occasion.
Oh yeah?
I got you a onigiri.
Oh, thanks.
Isn't this such a cool spot? You know, I'll drink my coffee and then you could have your onigiri, and it will just like, you know, if the sun was setting, it'll be like we're looking right into the sunset in the car. I used to do a lot of eating in the Miata, like, believe it or not. Like, so what I would do is I would have to top up. Let's get this thing up real quick. I would have to top up, right? And then I would pretty much lay my food on the top. And I did that a lot back when I had my NV. So let's just close this latch. But yeah, this was how I used to eat a lot of late night, you know, after work. I'll just, McDonald's literally just laid out on the top or on my big ass wing that I had in the Miata. And this is one full circle, and now in an ND instead of an NB. Now, it's not my ND, but you know, maybe I'll get one in the future. I still want an RX-7 as the next car. But yeah, just being up here at this time with, like, you know, food, coffee. Cheers to you guys. It's great. Alright guys, you have made it to the end of the video, and as always, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch my content, so thank you. Doing the outro in the kitchen right now because I'm just making myself a cup of tea. Not like a tea bag thing, but you know, actual loose leaf tea. Recently I've been drinking a lot of tea. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know if it's a new hobby, but you know, I'm not really drinking it for any special reason like health or anything like that. I just like the way it tastes. But I can't believe I've been making videos for a year now, literally on December 4th. I know this video is not going to make it up on the same day because I got home really late. Didn't have time to film this outro until now. So, damn, I really wish I was able to get it on December 4th. I wanted to film everything like a day earlier, but weather did not want to cooperate. So it is what it is, but yeah, I really thank you guys for, like, you know, actually supporting me and just watching the content and just commenting on stuff. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know if I would have, you know, been able to keep at it for a year, like, consistently. I mean, I'm sure I would have still, because, like, you know, the whole point of me starting the channel in the first place was just sharing my driving and just sharing the adventure, you know, and the thrill of just driving around in the car. Originally it was the Miata, but now it's an RX-8, and next I'm hoping it's an RX-7. Maybe both, you know, RX-8, RX-7, and a Miata. I'm about to just be a Mazda channel at this point, but I guess I'm not too far off from it. But no, seriously, like, I still remember, like, I'm not gonna name names because just in case like something slips in my top of my head, you know, I don't want you guys to feel bad, but I literally remember, like, the ones that's been commenting since, like, I started uploading, and I still see you guys in the comment section below. You know who you are. Like, I literally, like, I know, because I don't know how else I can prove it without saying it, but, like, I know, like, I actually know. You know, I know, you know, you've been commenting even when I did that Q&A, like, you know, 8 months ago. Like, you were in the comment section then, and you're still now. You know, I want to just shout you guys out, but, like, just in case I'm slipping some names, I don't want to leave anyone behind, so it's best if I just don't say any names at all. But you guys know who you are. been watching since day one, commenting since day one. I appreciate you guys, and especially all the ones that's like actually see me in person, came up to me. I've actually made a lot of good friends just because, you know, you guys watch the content, and then we ended up connecting at car meets and stuff like that. It's really dope. So yeah, thank you. I really truly appreciate it. I have no other way to express it but say thank you in video. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little Miata video. Like, it was a lot of fun for me. I'm kind of glad that the RX-8 thing didn't work out. Like, I had a different idea plan where I was gonna take the RX-8 somewhere, but I'm glad that didn't work out and I ended up spending a day with the Miata, because that was a lot of fun for me, and honestly made me like go on Marketplace, not gonna lie, and just look at ND Miatas, and went on like Car Guru, Auto Tempest, you know the things. But I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it though. I'll see you guys in the comment section below and in the next video. But until then, remember to stay safe out there, drive safely, and I'll see you guys. Peace. Thank you.
Alright, what up YouTube? See that? You see who that is? Okay. It is 6:53 in the morning. I'm here to pick up Jerry. He's checking something out with that thing over there. If you guys know what that is. That is a NSX, I think, or like a Supra. I don't know. Yeah, weird car. Anyway, yeah, it is super early in the morning. We are on our way to Edgewater, New Jersey. We have a super tight window from 8 o'clock to 8:05. We gotta pick up keys, and then